last you guys heard, I was in Quartzsite, Arizona, and I did not plan on staying there as long as I did. A lot of things happened while I was in Quartzsite, so I felt there was a lot of healing, a lot of peace. I got clarity on a lot of things. So I met quite a few people, and some of their stories are just amazing stories. They're amazing people. But so I was in Quartzsite I ended up staying actually longer. So I paid $40 for 14 days. I ended up paying another $40 to stay. So I almost stayed. It was a little over 2 weeks in Quartzsite, and then I paid another $40 for another LTVA permit, and I headed further south. So I left Quartzsite, and I went south to I think it's called Winter Haven, California. Right there it's California and then Yuma, Arizona. So I was in between California and Yuma. Well, I was staying in California, but I went to Yuma to the Yuma prison over there just to kind of look, just a little tour. And then I went to Felicity, California, and stood at the official center of the world. It is official because they have a seal. I'll show you in the video. You'll see a picture. But so I left. So when I left Quartzsite, I went down further south. I was there for another 4 or 5 days with a fellow nomad. And then we left there, and I parted ways with them in Tucson, and I went to Las Cruces. So I went to stay with a friend in Las Cruces. And so I was able to see a little bit of Las Cruces. I was able to see in Mesilla, New Mexico, little town square. I loved it. It was so cool. It was, I don't know the word quaint, but it was just peaceful. I can't explain it. It was a peaceful little town. And then I left. I'm going to try to put some pictures of all of this in this video with you. So, because a lot happened in a short amount of time. So, I was in Las Cruces maybe 2 days. And then I left there. And I went to Roswell. I was only going to stay in Roswell for a few hours and then leave. Well, I ended up staying longer than what I thought. And I had to find some parking. And so I ended up finding some BLM land in New Mexico. Haystack Mountain OHV. BLM. Yeah. So it was called Haystack Mountain. And so I parked there last night. This morning I woke up and drove into Palo Duro Canyon in Texas. And I've stayed here today. I'm going to stay here tonight. I'm actually in the park in I'm in Palo Duro State Park. And I'm going to stay here tonight. And then I'm going to get up and drive on home tomorrow. So that was like a lot of information, because a lot of it kind of happened in such a short period of time, because plans changed for me. Like I just changed my mind. But so I received a lot of clarity and a lot of peace about some things while I was in Quartzsite, and even further south when I was in Winter Haven. And so my perspective on a lot of things has changed. I received clarity on what the next step is for this journey, right? So the initial, when I talked to you guys, I first started, I'm gonna head out for a month and we'll see how it goes. I am not done. So the plan, and I use the word plan loosely because I like to just, hey, I'm gonna go do that today, or I think I'll cut it short and go do this. But the plan is to go back to where my boys are, take care of a few things there, business things, and I will work for probably about, I don't know, the 2. I was just thinking 2 months in my head, 2. So I can save the money to try to go back out. So I'm going to work for 2 months, work on saving the money and doing some modifications to the vehicle, because after this month of being in here, living in here, moving around in here, I kind of see what what needs to be tweaked in here, what can be changed, what can be improved. So I want to build a platform. It doesn't have, I don't want like a really tall one, but just a platform just enough to make to like a shallow storage container to put underneath, to put some things under, and it'll help clear up some space in here. Because, I want to be in it for a while when I do head back out. And like I said, the perspective changed, because I know when I was in the Grand Canyon, I gave y'all the tour of the vehicle the first time. I was like, I don't plan on living in it that long, so I didn't do that. Well, I am planning on being in it longer. So there are going to be some things I'm going to need to change and improve upon. So that's the plan. My boys have decided. So I have 2 boys that have decided to take over the house. And I will build some kind of small little shed to house thing or whatever. That way I'll just have a home base to come back to and to land. But I'm still moving forward with this plan on saving up and going back out, because there's still too much to see. I'm meeting some amazing people. It's just I can't stop now, I can't stop. So that's the plan. I am going to go back home, do some modifications to the car while I work for about 2 months. I am possibly thinking about putting someone told me I should possibly put like my PayPal information up. That way, if those of you, or someone talked to me about possibly doing a Patreon page, and I'm like, well, I don't put up videos regularly because it's hard for me when I'm out here. Like now, I have 0 service. So I have no cell service, or any kind of service. And probably the last week or so, week and a half to 2 weeks, I haven't had any. I did have some. That's how I was able to put up those few videos, because a fellow nomad, he has Starlink, and so I was able to use that and put the videos up. But I don't have any way to do that. So for me to do Patreon, I would feel like I'm just shortchanging you guys, because I wouldn't be able to put them up as regularly as you guys would want. And I just wouldn't be able to do that. So I'm possibly thinking about, if you see the PayPal information at the bottom and you want to contribute and to try to, just kind of help support, that would be great. If not, that's great too. I didn't start this YouTube channel to go out and to make money. Okay. I started it so my family and my friends could see the journey and see how far I've come, and for you guys to see what I'm seeing. And I'm seeing some amazing things. I'm meeting some amazing people. And y'all, I can't explain the peace and the clarity. And, you know, I'm a woods girl. I love to be in the woods. But I found myself in the desert, geographically. But then I also found myself in the desert. And I know who she is. And I'm going to guard it, and I'm not going to let anyone steal that peace from me. And so yeah, I'm so tired because last night when I was at the other location, the BLM location in New Mexico, we were under a wind advisory, and the gusts were getting like up to 50. The car was shaking, which wasn't a big deal, but it was just so loud that I was just having trouble sleeping. So anyway, I'm just I'm just kind of tired, but this has been great. This is not the end. Like I said, this is just the beginning. This was just for me to get out and to allow that first, just initial, I needed to get all that junk out. I needed to get it out. And there were times in the quiet of the car when it was snowing in the Grand Canyon, or it was raining, because it rained a couple times in the desert, or when the wind was so strong that I couldn't sit outside. There were times when I was driven into the car, and you're just, and there's no cell service, which I told you guys I was shutting it all down anyway. So there were some times I didn't do anything. So I had to face a lot of that. And it was very hard. Healing is very hard. And facing things from our past is very hard. But we have to, I'm going to say I had to allow those things to come up, and I had to face them, and I had to deal with them. And it was so hard, but I'm so glad I did. I'm so glad I did, because I have such a peace, and I have such a clarity, and I know who I am, and I know that she's not done yet. There's so much left to see. And so I know it sounds kind of may sound kind of goofy to some, but me and this car have been through some things. Okay, I am so comfortable in this car now. I'm so comfortable. I could live in it, and I'm going to, but it needs a name. So if you guys want to start commenting below on ideas for a name, I'm all for it. We can just start putting them out there. And I know someone said it'll come to you, but you guys have been there, and you've been supporting, and you've been watching. And so it was funny because when I was in California, there was some off-roading areas, some mud puddles and water and stuff. And I was like, okay. I was like, you've been there for me. You got me places I needed to go. Let's let you have some fun. And I took her through some mud and some water, and it just, it was fantastic. But, we've been through some stuff together, me and this car. And so I know it sounds funny to some of y'all, but that's just how it is. And that's just, I'm comfortable in here. This is my little home, everything. I know where my light is. And so anyway, but there will be that will change, because there will be some modifications done. I'm going to be, I've seen what needs to be improved on, but we're going to go back out. I'm going to give her a break and give her a little give her have some work. She's gonna have some work done, and pamper her for a few months before we head back out. And so yeah, so that is where I am, you guys. And the videos won't stop while I'm at home. I will show you guys as I'm adding things to the car, as I'm modifying it, plans on where I may be going. I do have some ideas on where I'm going to hit next. But like I said, with me, plans are I don't even know why I use the word plans, because sometimes it doesn't even work that way. I just go, and that's what has, the free spirit that I am. And I'm following. It's just like, it's been one step. It's just like, oh, I needed to go here, and then the storms, and it's all worked out. And in turn, I've met some amazing people switching and staying somewhere longer, or going to this location when I was going to go to that location. I met some amazing people over here. And I mean, it's just, I'm making connections. People telling me, yeah, you can come here. Here's, I've got a campground, go stay there. So, I'm making some connections, and I'm just going to see how this plays out. So yeah, so I'm going to leave you all with that. And I will see you guys back at home, and I will see y'all when I start working on the vehicle. Thank you guys for coming along with me. And like I said, this isn't the end. This was just the beginning. This was the my oldest would call it like an origin story. It's the beginning, I guess. And I don't know if you'd call it that, but it was just it needed to happen, and I'm so thankful I was able to do it. I was so thankful I was able to get out there and have that month of struggling and wrestling and dealing with those things. And I am not the same person I was when I left. She's more at peace. She has more clarity. I know who I am, and I'm embracing it, and I'm so excited to see what happens next, and to just to just see where this next, I was trying to think of the words, so just to kind of see where this next chapter takes me, and what this next chapter looks like. Because right now I'm enjoying this, and being with me, and I've enjoyed it. I know who she is now, and I'm not gonna let anyone take that from me. So bye, y'all.